Hello everyone and welcome to the Sportiest stream in the Rocket League Splash series. Hopefully all of you are doing well. Sorry about that slightly late start time. I literally had some things come up earlier that definitely made the schedule tonight a little interesting, but I'm happy to see all of you are out here being so supportive in our upcoming match of Rocket League Splash series. Almost said Surge. Riptide Cup match. This is the Riptide Cup. We have actually not seen this a lot this season, which makes me feel a little bad because this league has been very competitive as usual, the Rocket League Splash series. But of course, for our match tonight, a little bit of a fun one here. It's Nobu Spectres taking on Vigilant Esports Sentinels. So we've seen these Sentinels already this season. In fact, one of the scary teams right now at a 4-1 record. Nobu Spectres right now 1-1, I believe. Their run. This league is going to be a very tough one here, but for Vigilant again, 4-1, they're feeling pretty good. Their only loss came just last week to FFE Digital Rain. Again, for the Sentinels, they're doing very well. Spectres, they only just got their first win last week. Took on Olivet Gaming. They did beat them, apparently. And Nobu Spectres also a bit of a weird team in this tournament because not only do they have my friend Peak on it, he's a great friend of mine. I've worked with him a ton. He's a great person on that team. They're also one of the teams that actually came in mid-season, and so the ruling around this team is very strange. Because they arrived in mid-season, they are not actually... They did not play in their first 3 weeks. So those results do not matter. The Nobu Spectres, all that matters is week 4 and up, meaning they're not going to make it into the playoff bracket, but I don't think they mind. That's not the reason they're in this tournament. They're in this tournament just to get some experience against some very high-level Riptide Cup teams, which, admittedly, you've been the place to do that. If you want to face off against some of the best teams in that champ level, yeah, this is probably the place where you want to do it. Here in the Rocket League Splash Series prediction pool is live, so get your votes on who you think will take this one. Vigilant Esports Sentinels, the team in this tournament, courtesy of Vigilant Esports Nobu Spectres, out of the Nobu Specials, which is, I don't know, go recognize because that is Podska's Oregon. Podska, in fact, actually representing as the 5th player on Nobu Spectres. It'd be great to get to see them here. We have not seen Peak on this stream since his last team. I forgot what it was. It was... Oh, what was his last team? Oh, I feel so bad for not having... Not remembering. EV Horizon, I think it is. If I'm not wrong, I believe it is Escape Velocity. Sorry, Sparkle, not Horizon. Sparkle was the last team that we saw him on. In fact, last time we did see him playing on EV Sparkle. Find it. It was back in June of last year, so it's been over a year, like since we've last seen Peak. They have a little bit of a reunion. He was also another caster with me at one point in time. He was my coach even before that. Hello, Granticus. Speaking of casters, it's another old name I recognize. How you doing, Granticus? See you. Hopefully you're doing well. As again, we're just looking to get things underway here. We are getting a call that these players are just about to get things going. Doing good? I'm doing great, Granticus. Again, happy to see you again. It's been how long? I know I was on your stream at one point. How long has it been? My goodness. It's been a very long time since I've seen your name. Happy to see you again. As I'm gonna actually see. Are you still casting, Granticus? You're still casting, man. That's impressive. I hope you've continued it. You're a great caster. Probably been too long? Yeah, it has been too long. But if you've continued casting, please let me know. Because you've been around for a while, if I'm not wrong. Hello, Pasca. I know you're still casting. Hello, Pasca. I mean, not as much as I have been busy with work. Oh, don't worry, Granty, because I know a lot of people like that one. Actually, there's a good friend of mine, Anthony Malum, who is always busy. Great caster. He's usually pretty available, but he does a lot of stuff with Smite. Always busy with that. Or people like Cheesy Chas, he's in the military. Another great caster, but he's always very busy because military stuff, you never know with the scheduling there. So, yeah, I don't blame you, man. It's tough. I mean, I'm gonna go to college soon, so that's gonna be messing with my schedule. It's gonna be, I mean, we're all very, very busy here for people, so. Well, I think people understand that relatively well. You try to do it when you can. Well, man, I'm happy that you're still doing it, Granticus, because you've been doing this for way longer than I have. So shoutouts to you. For continuing it. Again, we are waiting here. Vigilant Esports Sentinels did say they have a tech issue, so while we are waiting again, their players here tonight, Bisk, Hydra, Seb, and for the Nobu Spectres, it's Peak, Bean, who actually is not Bean, who I think goes on Dunder Rifflin, who you have seen on the stream, although that team actually got kicked out of the ATS due to cheating. But Bean's here. He was actually one of the players on that team that was not found to be cheating. So, and still weird situation for Bean, trying to find his redemption on the Nobu Spectres. Also, a good friend of mine, Crouton Dust, also on No Boost. Shout out to him as Oscar also in. Again, that fifth player, he was added in most recently for No Boost. Now's his time to show up and see if he can help his players out here. Vigilant Esports Sentinels on the blue, one of the top teams of their group, and No Boost Spectres looking for fun, just coming in to see how they can do. Again, they cannot make the playoffs due to how late they joined the season, but they're not minding that. They're just here to get some experience, although unfortunately for them, experience includes teams like Vigilant Esports Sentinels, who have been very scary so far. They haven't made any changes to their roster ever since we first saw them. Just a very, very consistent team. It'll be something that definitely makes them pop out here as already up by 1. The Blue Spectres. We already know a lot of Fosca is a very defensive, very 50-50 type player. If you've ever seen the Nobu specials, they're famous, not just for their defense, but also for how long their overtimes are, because of how defensively and non-confrontational they play. Beak's a little bit more confrontational. He's himself not very mechanical, very challenge-heavy, but you're going to be seeing a lot more aggression from him. Of course, with Bean added in as well. Another very midfield type player. This No Boost Spectres team, like I think a lot of teams from No Boost during its time, very, very defensive. Not going to score a lot, but they're not going to let teams score on them all that much. It's all about making sure you get your chances and you take them out of the Spectres. Against teams like Vigilant Sentinels, they're very mechanical. When you got players like Seb and Hydra. Oh, wait a second. I was going to talk so much about their offense, but you got to talk a little bit of defense here. Bean, who's just going to throw this one at net. That was not a very heavy shot there. V's completely undershot that one. It's a huge mistake to give Nobu Spectres their first goal of the series. And for Vigilant Esports Sentinels, every goal against this Spectres team is going to be a tough one. All about making sure you're bringing in that battle is Hydra. Being midfield, cleared back by Posca. Visk. Gonna keep this one airborne. Second touch not there, but Hydra to the back wall. They'll just chase the Nobu Spectres players down the field as Visk again. Posca. Seb just trying to stand in the way. But the Sentinels, they'll continue to keep ball possession going for themselves. As they'll go to the back wall with Hydra. Vigilant, unable to connect there. Visk. Not Bean will not leave that one freely, and Again, being one of those players that we have definitely heard a good amount of, definitely watched a good amount of. One of those players, again, that is going to be very vital to the Spectres' playstyle. I would consider him one of the two aggressive players on the team. Him and Peak can both play aggressively. But again, they're not a very confrontational team. And what they're relying on is he's still just 50-50s, and for Bean himself, this is kind of his redemption story off of after Dunder Mifflin's chaos. Again, after that team was kicked out of ATS, they, I believe, disbanded. Now is a good time for them to try to lead as best they can here as Peak. Bean will clear this one away. Seb with space to work with. Flip reset. Able to get past Puska, and again, this Nobu Spectres team, very tough to beat, very tough to break down. So it makes them an interesting team to watch, because so often Nobu Spectres teams are known for going to really long overtimes. We may be catching a couple of those already tonight here. Get to see Vigilant Sentinels team that is definitely trying to play confrontational, but against a lot of teams, they're gonna have their issues here as getting stuck with Nobu Spectres, keeping that ball away from them. Puska, unable to get past Visk. Beak, off the corner. This one will be kept away by Hydra. Bean still waiting on top of this one. The Nobu Spectres will traverse the upfield position. And that net, there for Bane, it will be saved away. Other players jumping for the Sentinels. A little bit of chaos in front as Peak has the dunk, and it's the lead for the Nobu Spectres. From 1-0 down now to 2-1 up. Peak will nail this one past Hydra. And the Nobu Spectres looking for an upset win in Week 6. But the Sentinels missed their chance to respond. Visk able to get that one off the ceiling so easily. Hydra's up. Maybe a shot to come through. Seb off the back post. Hydra in the net. And then the Vigilant Esports Sentinels have answered. It was Seb. It was Hydra. It was everyone crowding the net. And under that pressure, the Spectres broke. This game is tied again, as the Sentinels had no issue playing very aggressive there, but can't rely on that kind of aggression, especially the Spectres able to answer back with just 150 challenge. It'll be a very patient game for the Vigilant Sentinels side. Playing against these no-boost teams, it's always going to be a very patient battle. As Puska. No-boost Spectres, maybe a chance late here, although that's going to be thrown away by Peak. Bean has got to get onto this one. Won't be able to do so. Puska will help out. I'm winding low here. Sentinels will not get their chance. We will head to overtime in Game 1. And as I said, these no-boost sides are definitely known for their long overtimes. Oh, Peak nearly ended it quickly right off the ceiling. Had a net to look at there from the Sentinels. He did so well to mask that. He has not been going for those kind of plays at all this game. He pulls one out and he just catches them, as now he'll go for a second ceiling shot. This one a little weaker than the first one, though. Won't even get the chance to put the ball on target. Vigilant Esports Sentinels will with a clear. Visk, the 50 with Peak, unable to find the nets. And as I said, it's going to be a very patient battle between these two teams. Not going to be a lot to sway opinion on who'll take this overtime. The Sentinels do have the better offense, but Nobu Spectres have no problem waiting. In fact, if chances keep presenting themselves like that, they won't have to wait too long before they get another great chance to score. As Hydra. Peak will cut this one out. Seb out of position. As I said, he's a very mechanical player. Would like to maybe see a couple solo efforts from Seb, or at least a little bit more awareness in the passing. For now, though, it's the Nobu Spectres giving it up. Hydra's gonna take this one. It was a blunder off the back wall. Peak and Puska both called this one. Neither of them knew what the other was doing. And the Sentinels will take game 1. 3-2. It was a very short overtime to get things done in a very quick ending. And also only the start of our series. Nobu Spectres had already started looked pretty good at times, but they're going to be a little unhappy with how that overtime ended. It was their defense that, for whatever reason, made a mistake that it so normally wouldn't be making. Against these teams in the Riptide Cup, you make those kind of mistakes, you're going to be counted on them. But that does mean we will head off to game 2. No, Spectres didn't look bad, especially by the end of the game. They had a lot more control. Love to see them continue that kind of performance. They're definitely a team that is worthy of being able to take basically anybody to overtime. And they're built from the defense up, so not a bad idea. Oh my goodness, Bean. Sometimes just throw yourself into the mix and things work. It's never a bad thing to just kind of see what happens upfield. And being there, just getting that extra challenge. Sometimes things just work out so well. And Nobu Spectres will lead early in game 2. As Bean looking to make himself very useful to the Spectres gameplay. As he's got to be careful here. That one slithered past Puska, but Sentinels will have to wait a little bit longer here before they can get their chance. In fact, they're going to have to wait a lot longer. Peak will get offense. Hydra. I hope we get this clear as Bean waiting there. Hydra again. Fisk already calling his chance. That's off the ceiling. In comes Hydra. No shot made. Sentinels will wait back again. Another clear, this time from Bean. Seb. Great catch from Hydra. Not able to get past Peak. Vigilant Esports. Staying close. Staying aggressive. Even on defense, it feels like they're trying to push the subject. Trying to push the issue against the Spectres. Just like, as we saw last game, the Spectres are going to be so tough to beat. As that's a miss there from the back wall. And once again, it's Bean who, again, came into this team. People know how mechanical this guy is. And if you don't know, you're going to find out very soon. That is not one of a kind from Bean. As a whiff off the back wall from the Sentinels, they did not get their challenge. And that just means that in almost a minute of gameplay, it's 2 goals to the Spectres. Vigilant Esports Sentinels. That's going to be a very tough deficit to come back from. At this point for the Spectres, they're going to start to lock things down. The other defense was already tough to break before. It's only going to get scarier as they sit further and further back as they get more and more players like this. Bean's going to take his hat trick. As an overcommit, Hydra just threw himself into play. If he had delayed a little bit longer, Beast could have gotten enough boost to get back. Instead, he rushed the play, was hoping he could get the goal. When he didn't, when the dunk came against him, he knew that was going to go in the other way. And for Nobu Spectres, it feels like they're doing what they could not do last game, which was elevate. Do a little bit more, do a little bit better. It feels like this game they've been able to do that on offense, and Sentinels have not been making those adjustments as... And specifically, Bean's been getting strong. I know it's very easy to say he's been a strong player when he's scored all 3 goals so far this game. Again, overall, he's the aggressive player on this team, where it doesn't feel like he has to be that aggressive player at times. He often doesn't play as the aggressive player, at least under Rifflin, he never was. But here, it does feel like this is where he really wants to be. He wants to be upfield, he wants to take those shots. It's a different side of Bean. And for Vigilant Esports Sentinels, just means that this Nobu Spectres team is not going to be nearly as patient as maybe they thought earlier. As Seb able to find the nets, it will be a very easy outplay here for the Nobu Spectres. Oscar looking midfield. Hydra will get this back, and Peak will look upfield, but this point for the Spectres, it's just about keeping things calm. So these Sentinels are going to try to pick up that chaos, pick up that pressure. That one just off the post. Again, that's what the Sentinels they want. They want that chaos. They want the Spectres to feel unwelcomed. The Spectres, they're used to that kind of bullying. They're used to that kind of offensive playstyle against them. Plays right into their strength, which is those 50-50s, which is slowing the play down. As that one's gonna go back. Is it on? Oh, it is! Hydra is gonna be given credit. But it's an own goal from Bean. That will give Hydra that goal. A strange timing to have that goal to go against you. The Spectres, I'm sure. They have not backed down from a challenge. Sentinels, can they get another one? Visk does catch peak there, and Hydra's already calling this one. He wants to get there for that play, but without enough resources, he'll be left to the defense to keep up with him. Seb. No boost left. Bean will look for that, and Seb there. Cut off Hydra. Here comes Bean's redemption. 4 goals on 4 shots. Bean has not missed a target. And Seb there, oh, he made it out as easy as it could be. He had Hydra behind him. He had options to wait, but he didn't take it there. Whether it was miscommunication or some other motive. The Nobu Spectres will retake the 3-goal lead. And with a minute to go, I don't think this scoreline is going to change by all that much. And nearing the end of this game. As Bean, oh, he's going to get another one here. 5 goals. Oh, he just hit the post. Just wide from a 5th one from Bean. As if things couldn't get any better for him. And any worse for the Sentinels. As Seb trying to get a lay in field. Visk will search for Hydra, but wisely not going to take that chance. He had no boost. Unfortunately, without time to really spare, they've got to get their chances as Seb, back wall, double tap, not able to connect. He's been very quiet so far this series. The mechanical player of this Vigilant side has not been showing up for them. Which means for the Sentinels that it's one thing less that they have to their disposal as an option for them on offense. And well, game 2 will end just like that. The offense of the Sentinels has not picked up in pace, but the Spectres have. Bean has woken up into this series. And that means game 2 will go to Nobu Spectres. And the series is tied. For the Nobu Spectres, it's been a much better turnaround here. A lot of reliance on Bean on those shots. It is not something that you can do consistently and hope you can win every single time, but game by game it can work at times. The Spectres, well, if they have at least somebody on offense, that's better than the Sentinels who only had 4 shots and it felt like nobody stepped up. I really want to see Seb step up, take the mantle on offense, really grab this game by the horns. He just hasn't done it yet. But it feels like if there's anyone to step up for the Sentinels, it would have to be Seb. We've seen so much better from him. We go to game 3, and match point on the line. 5 minutes to determine who will have advantage going into the end of this series. Sentinels want to retake it. Seb, already off to a great start. Just trying to get this one in field, but Visk unable to challenge. Already feels like Seb a lot more involved just in those few seconds than he was all of last game. Again, I know this Vigilant side wants to get Seb involved. He's such a scary player, such a useful player for that reason. Well, he's already making an impact. He'll give that pass to Visk. I don't know if that was his full intention, but he got the bump on peak to keep that play alive. Just a great eye from Seb. Recognized there was a shot that could happen on the end of that. And Vigilant Esports Sentinels with goal 1 on DFH Stadium. Nobu Spectres once again facing pressure. This time with the scoreline against them, this is when you have to turn things around, when you have to keep your head low and get yourself back in the game. Bean looking to lead that as he had last game. Seb, off a corner. Oscar, can he get there? He will. Bean's gonna make the block. A bit slow onto this one. Hydra, he will have it high. And it will be cleared with a little bit of help from Oscar. The Nobu Spectres will escape there. And will keep themselves pushing. As Peak will get the demo. Haven't seen a lot of that yet from either side, but Spectres trying to mix a little bit more aggression in. Bean now. That's a good bounce in front of the net. But Seb played it smart, just took his time, but he can't wait here. Another shot incoming. Sentinels will once again dispatch of it, but the Spectre's getting a little bit scarier. But that's a great one! Through the smoke, Seb will find a second goal for the Sentinels. And he has come alive in Game 3. An assist for goal 1 and a goal for number 2. With the smoke as well, it made it very tough to react with the Nobu Spectre defender. Great timing from Vigilant Esports Sentinels. That means it's a second goal for them. Now Visk looking for number 3. It will be kept out by Bean, but a follow-up chance. Seb will center this one for Hydra. I would have liked to see that shot go on target, but the Sentinels still have this one. Visk. Not much to say there about that offensive push. It just felt like Sentinels didn't hit the target, and Peak's gonna answer with a smash top net shot. We're not even halfway through this game. That's a great response from Peak. Puts everything on his nose behind that one. And that ball is sent to the top of the net. It's an answer from the Spectres. It's a goal back. And it is a 2-1 score line. The Nobu Spectres gonna keep themselves upfield. Visk. When Seb not there, Hydra will stay close. Paska, a very good first touch. He's centered this one well for Peak, but he won't be able to get on the end of it. Good 50 from Visk. Recognize just the true danger. Oh, there's danger there. The alarm bells are ringing for the Spectres. It's a miss from Paska. Oh, so consistent. That is a huge, huge miss. And the Sentinels have just taken a two-goal lead here off of that mistake. Drama continues here in Game 3. It has been close since the very start. As Bean and the Spectres looking for offense. They're not going to get it. The Sentinels keeping them well back as another miss from Paska. This time it will not go in against him, but nearly did. Bean had to race back to get there. But Nobu Spectres have it all again. It's Bean! And his first of the game. Once again, the Spectres are within striking distance of the Sentinels. And they show up this time around. Peak will help him getting that one outfield. While Sentinels will be first to it. Spectres have given themselves time. Peak maybe sitting up for yet another ceiling shot. He will be. Doesn't have any boost, won't be able to catch up. And Sentinels will look to clear, but Paska will block that one. Visk with a very poor touch. Bean, like as if he was trying to fake that one for Peak, but he was definitely not on the same page. And the Spectres will this time now be forced on the defense. And unlike that last time around, it's going to be a lot tougher to get out from here. As Peak will that flick. Still no ball control for the Spectres. As Hydra. Paska will block this one. Peak waiting as Bean will be there, but no shot incoming. Peak will try again. Visk just bodying him out, but that touch won't work. Bean will slide it out to Seb. Here comes Paska trying to get this play started. The Spectres still can't break through. Bean. Seb. He'll clear it away. Has a full tank of boost now. But the Sentinels will keep this one away. As that's gonna be in! Oh, but it wasn't recognized! Seb will take it, he completely caught Peak napping. I don't think it was a boost issue either, I think Peak just didn't recognize that Seb was right there. And the Sentinels up by 2 late. Surely this will be a good enough of a goal margin for them to take this game and match point. Seb. Bean will keep this one out. That one will be 50 to the side wall. As Posca. Seb will drop this one down. Game 3 will go to the Sentinels. Only one away from taking down Leno Boost Spectres. This match felt very calm. In comparison, I think a lot of it was the fact that the Sentinels back on offense, back on control as usual. And it was Seb with 3 goals. I said if anyone was to show up, it would be Seb. And he has shown up at a perfect time for them. Now it's just about being able to do it and taking game 4. Nobu Spectres will throw everything they have at that net, you have to imagine. Only the Esports Sentinels. 1 win away from taking the series. Game 4, Sentinels gonna have only lost once. It was last week to FFE Digital Vein. They would love to go 5-1, heading into the final week of the regular season. And they're one of the front runners right now, so every win matters to keeping themselves up in that race for the first seed out of your group. The only major advantage that you have being first seed is seeding, but that's advantage enough, I think, for most teams. That just means that we're in for quite a fun matchup here, a fun ending to this series, depending on how the Nobu Spectres will play this one. Game 5 is not out of the question with the Spectres, and they took Game 2 for a reason. They're definitely good enough to take more than just one game. The Sentinels, I'm sure that's why they're still looking for that first goal. They know the Spectres team, you give them a lead, they lock down quickly, and it is very tough to get one against them. When you put this team on the back ropes, when you put them behind, it is going to make them suffer for them as Peak, Fisk will be there to block, Seb, Posca. This bounce actually not very helpful here for the Nobu Spectres. It will be Vigilant looking for goal. Couple bumps in field. Visk. Peak for the Nobu Spectres. Trying to play off the ceiling. Still on it. Not able to collect as Posca waiting on this one. Hydra. Oh, what a good flick there. Visk is going to help him out. Peak doesn't have boost either. That's a great play in front. It's rolling on the goal line, but it will not be shot on. And the Nobu Spectres getting close, but not close enough. As Bean, Hydra will be in the right position. Seb looking to just help out. The Sentinels will stay on top of this one. Hydra, that should be it! Saved by Posca near post. No goals yet this game, we're only halfway through. Peak, that's off the bar, it just bounced out. Sentinels will be given a lifeline there. They've just survived that play. Now Peak will go for yet another one, but a big clear from Visk. And the Sentinels holding it on, holding that pressure. At this point, any goal could be the one to win. Peak, that's for Bean! And the Nobu Spectres are back in Game 4. When time called, Bean stepped up. And, well, so far, Vigilant Esports Sentinels, they've got a lot of work to do. 2 minutes to do it. And they will get it! Oh, of course, I take my eye off the play for 1 second as Seb, he just did a perfect 1v2 there. I did not expect him to beat Peak so quickly as well. Vigilant Esports Sentinels, they're catching me lacking out here. Why you should be focusing on the game. My apologies. But they do have their answer, and, well, that makes this game even more interesting. It's tied again. Both these teams have already proven they can score. Okay. I said again, 1 goal could be the one to win it. I mean, it feels even more likely at this point with both these teams having scored in even less time on that clock. Seb trying to take this one. Already scored that tying goal. Wants to set up for his team again, but he just messed up there. Visk will help him out though. There's another clear. Peak will be waiting for it. Demo on Seb. The Spectres. You saw being there. He wanted to challenge, wanted to get that play outward. I think he was looking for a little bit of help from Puska, but he never showed a sign of moving upfield. The original Esports Sentinels just means that little miscommunication can get them back in. An infield pass! That one just kept away. Spectres put a hand up on it. Now they've got to get on the field again. Puska. Cut off by Visk. High lobber. Peak. Is he gonna get there? He will. Looked a little off balance, but the wheel of a spawn, that's off the post. Will be cleared away. And Vigilant Esports Sentinels. And they claw their way back. Hydra. Bean, Seb, Peak, and Puska. Both covering the midfield well. As Vigilant Esports Sentinels gonna cover the play well. Time running out here in regulation. We've already gone to overtime in game 1, but Visk doesn't want another. This one kept out masterfully by Puska, and he will just send this one to the ground. And we will be here in overtime for the 2nd time this series. That last one ended with a mistake made by the no boost specials that went against them. If they do that again, the series will be over. And Vigilant Esports Sentinels will be with a 5-1 record. But we could be in here for a very long road, or maybe not that long at all. Beans nearly scored on that play. So much pressure when you know that these overtimes are not ones that are going to end quickly. They're not expected to always end quickly. Overtime itself always nerve-wracking. I think in a match like this, especially if you're the team that's leading, you have that just get it over, just get it done with kind of feeling. I think that's what the feeling the Vigilant Sentinels are getting in this game. They just want it to be over. They just want to get their goal, end the match, end the series, take their win, and that may be it. Visk will do it for them! Being overcommitted! And that will end it! Vigilant Esports Sentinels! Another quick one in overtime! And that will end the series in game 4. Vigilant Esports Sentinels with 2 overtime winners. And the series is over. 3-1 will be the scoreline. 5-1 is their record now. And the Sentinels, at this point now, just chasing down FFE Digital Rain, who is ahead of them. 3-1, our only match side as well, but great performance from the Sentinels, as expected here to take down the no boost Spectres. As we'll get a little interview, I think, with the not the no boost side, with the Vigilant side here. Joining us now is Hydra. Welcome in, Hydra. Hi, Seb and Visk, a 3-1 series victory, a great performance. You have taken down the no boost Spectres. I know it came as expected. They definitely brought a challenge for you, though, being one of the teams that has been so strong defensively. And for you guys overall, I'm sure it was a little bit tough to get used to. I would agree. I have a feeling for you, Hydra, specifically, kind of getting into game one, it was a shock to for how good the Nobu Spectres played on defense.
Yeah. I mean, I never really noticed it too much. After game 1 and 2, I was kinda just, like, sat in the back supporting while Visk and Seb did everything. But, I mean, yeah, it did seem like it was kinda harder to get mechs across, so I'll give them that at least. But I think we were just better at adapting, so instead of just focusing on a high offense, we were good at just getting around the field and getting the ball around them, forcing them awkward. So that's what we did really bad in game 2. We kinda just played way too predictable, played into their defense, and when we adapted that, it was just an easy series from there.
As you guys said again, it was just about making those adaptations. No boost had taking you guys down in game two. Bean, who we have seen so much of before in other leagues. He's on this team, probably the most scary player on offense. And I know for you, Seb, being that scary player, it felt like it took you a while to kind of warm up into this series. So watching Bean kind of get that head start, I'm sure it was that something that kind of kickstarted your return, because game three and game four was a lot more of what we expected from the Seb that we've seen before.
Yeah, it kind of took a while to get warmed up. So I just needed a couple games, and then after game two, I kind of locked in, and then I was able to perform my mechs.
You said as well, it just took a few games to get warmed up into it. And also here as well, Visk, kind of again one of the players here, starting in every single game. It felt like though it was so close. That game four, it felt like you guys had to kind of had to just get it done with kind of feeling as well in the series. It felt like there was a good amount of sense of urgency from you guys going into overtime. You know, it never gets old, overtime stress. It's always there. There's always nervousness when it comes to overtime. But Visk, it was you who was able to get that winner. Just take us through kind of the moments, the feeling that you guys had, because this series felt a lot longer than it really was.
The series did feel a little long. Throughout the overtime, I started to notice that they were overcommitting for demos a lot, because that was what was helping them win in game two. So I spotted a moment where like two of them pushed up and then one guy was a little bit above the half field mark, and I had a free boom, so I could easily just place that on net.
Interview.
I said as well. I think someone just walked into Seb's room.
Yeah, someone did just walk into my room.
I heard that as well, Seb. That's great. Coming into this one here as well. But again, other than that, though, again, it's been a great performance. You guys are leading the league, but you know something I don't think people have noticed, but might start be noticing, that this Vigilant team, one of the youngest teams in this Riptide Cup. I know it's gonna be interesting. Hydra being able to lead a team, because again, your team is pretty young. I mean, Seven Visk, both 13 years old. So you know, for you guys as a very young team, what's it like? Because most teams in this Riptide Cup are generally on the older side, so it's gotta be interesting playing with such young players.
I mean, we don't really think about the edge of the players. We go into every series, we're like, all right, we're just gonna win, and we play to win. We don't really care about, their age, their mix, whatever. We just play and we win. That's all that really matters.
Again, I love that as well. The confidence of you guys now, just chasing down FFV Digital Reign, going to the final week of the regular season. You guys are poised to make quite a run in the playoff bracket with how you're looking so far. And congrats on your win over the Nobu Spectres. But before you guys leave, we gotta get some quick shoutouts here. Why not? We gotta give you guys your moment. So we'll start with Seb. Is there any shoutouts you have? Anything you want to say? Maybe you want to shout out the family member or friend that walked in to join you for this interview.
Yeah, shout out my friend Garrett. Um, and shout out you for casting and the people that are watching. Thanks. And my teammates for just being the best.
We'll move on to Visk. Is there anything you want to say, Visk?
I would like to throw a quick shout out to the organization for representing us. They've been extremely helpful with getting us into multiple leagues and setting us up for a lot of success. I would also like to give a quick shout out to my family. They've provided me with all of my equipment to help really kickstart my esports career. Hopefully career, if I ever get there one day. And I would also like to shout out you for streaming and all of the people in the chat for supporting us.
You know, you're off to a good start in this esports career. I remember back when I was playing in the amateur league, back in the indie gaming league, if you remember that name. Always fun to get yourself started somewhere. Yeah, I know I'm old. Thanks for noticing. Here
No,
is.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Garrett. He
Oh,
wants to post. He
okay.
wants to post this whole interview on his Snapchat story, and I'm saying no.
I don't mind if he
What
does.
is
It's perfectly
Snapchat
acceptable.
story?
Bro, I'm
But
like,
this
On a
is great.
Snapchat story, that's crazy.
If he wants to, he wants to. I have no problems with that. Hydra, is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to say to kind of wrap things up here?
Shout out to you, Sporty, for being a great caster, and the whole team. And go subscribe to my YouTube channel because shameless plug. It's Hydra.
I'm surprised more people don't do that. I'm surprised more people don't do that. I'm trying to plug in social medias. Again,
I
it's
had to.
been-
I had to. I'm just happy.
Hey, it's perfectly fine to do so. But again, thanks for joining Hydra 7, Visk. Congratulations on your win. Of course, you got one more match at the end of this season, but you guys are looking very, very confident. Congrats on your win. Have an amazing rest of nights, and hopefully we'll see you again very soon.
Yep. See you, Sporty.
And that was Hydra, Seb, and Visk, who joined us there for that little interview after their 3-1 series victory. Thank you all so much for joining the Sportiest stream. We're gonna get a raid in here and find someone else who is live right now. We'll go right here. Thank you all so much for being so supportive with my stream and this league in general. It means a lot. Shoutouts to our sponsors in the Rocket League Splash series. We're gonna get a raid in. Thank you all so much for joining. Have an amazing rest of your nights, and see you again very soon.